So emergency planning, any venue should have a written emergency plan, an evacuation plan, so that if you go into a venue like the Superdome, something big like that, they definitely have a written plan that they have trained their staff in. We do the same thing at Jazz Fest and for Essence. We have a group of people that sit down and we consult with security experts, police forces and stuff like that, and draw up written plans. And we do practice. We do round tables, what we call them. We sit down and say, okay, pretend this is happening. What would everybody do? And you sort of practice that stuff as much as you can. Even small venues should have it. I actually went to Tipitina's to, they wanted to train some of their folks in some security stuff, and they do their own in-house sort of security. It's more like, you know, they have doormen and even the bartenders and whatnot. They all sort of pitch in to help everybody out. And it's a very small venue, and I was really impressed because they actually had started writing a manual and writing this stuff down, but everybody that was working there, a lot of those people had been there a long time, and they were very concerned with it, and they had talked about it. They knew, they even knew where all their fire extinguishers were, which I was really impressed with. But they knew, they had an evacuation plan, they had talked about it and sort of practiced it, so that was good to know. Terrorism, other threats, the stuff that we plan for is really people that are just doing sort of annoying sort of copycat things. Somebody that might come in, there have been instances at events where somebody has come in and maybe had some sort of white powder or something and people freak out. The year after 9/11 at Jazz Fest, we had a guy that had one of these garden sprayer things, and he had water in it, and he would just like hose people off and spray people, and people bring little water bottles and stuff. But after September 11th, everybody was particularly sensitive to stuff, and a woman actually freaked out because he just, you know, sprayed this water on her, and she thought she smelled something weird. And we actually now, since 9/11 as well, we have a hazmat team on site, and they have equipment that if there's some suspicious chemical or anything like that, they can, you know, tell what it is or tell if it's a threat or whatever it happens to be. We also work, and even before September 11th, with the FBI. And we have FBI on site, and they are on site at the Superdome when we do events, when they do events, football games. They have a motorhome that they have there, and they generally ask us if we have any dignitaries coming. We've had former President did Clinton come, or Jimmy Carter? Jimmy Carter's come quite a few times to Jazz Fest. We had an Indian chief a few years ago that was a bit of a concern because he had actually been shot in an assassination attempt, and he was coming to the festival for a big Native American event. So we, you know, the FBI, they just look at people's backgrounds, and if there's anybody that could potentially be a problem, they just are kind of aware of it. If there's any kind of protest or anything like that, they'll deal with that. So that's something that probably never think of. But I've done events where band members have had stalkers. We've had issues. Yeah.
I want to know if police or say it's like a Superdome in the Superdome or something like that. Mm-hmm. If police officers or EMTs can get through the door without a pass or a permit?
Well, it kind of depends. I've had problems in the past with official people with badges, whether it's FBI, police, whatever, using that to get into an event. Right. So when I do an event, generally the rule is you're not going to be there, you're not going to get in unless you're working there. I mean, obviously sometimes you might have a police officer in a uniform that comes in or something like that. At Jazz Fest we have that a lot. Maybe they try to bring their family in or something like that. So at my events, I take steps to, you know, first of all, put the word out with their command staff that, you know, they shouldn't do it. So yeah, but that definitely can be an issue. I mean, I've had FBI agents flash their badge to get backstage and stuff like that. So they, like I say, the events that I do, they know me, and I make it clear from the very beginning that that doesn't you know, that doesn't fly with me. So, but yeah, it is something that you have to look out for. You know, the firemen that are on fire watch, standing on the stage and all kind of stuff. So, yeah, that is definitely an issue.